Before I start this video, I know that my audience is smart enough to know why it's important to wear a mask during the pandemic. This is more so a debunk of the common things said by those who are against masks. And I'm making this video because I work in a very public place, one that requires the people who come there to wear masks. And I am tired of telling people to wear their fucking masks. The first thing we're going to talk about is the common thing said that there is no law stating you are required to wear a mask in public. This is commonly said by people who are refused service at things like grocery stores and restaurants. This statement isn't entirely untrue. However, businesses have the right to refuse service to people who don't abide by their code of conduct. There's no law saying you can't smoke in public, but if you smoke in the middle of a Publix, you're going to get thrown out. Similarly, if you have no shirt and no shoes, most places of business will refuse service to you. And while it's not a federal law, there are many places with government mandates to wear masks. The second thing that is said quite frequently is, I have a medical condition that makes me required to not wear a mask. This statement is completely unfounded. You can tell someone is full of shit when they say they have a medical condition that prevents them from wearing a mask. If it's hard for you to breathe with a mask on, it will be harder for you to breathe when you get coronavirus. I have a low heart rate, which leads to low blood pressure. I'm working out in the heat all day, I'm asthmatic, and I smoke. Even I can wear a mask. There is no medical condition that prevents people from wearing a mask. I've seen people who carry oxygen tanks around wearing a mask. Another thing you'll hear often is when they say they have a medical condition that makes them unable to wear a mask, they will then say that they will sue the company for not letting them in. No lawyer is going to take your case if you say this. Mainly because it's all predicated on the lie that you have a medical condition that prevents you from wearing a mask. There's also no case to be made here because of the fact that the business isn't excluding you based on your medical condition, but rather the fact that you will not follow their dress code. Another thing you will hear is that the virus is completely fabricated by Bill Gates. I have no idea why this conspiracy theory exists. I don't know the connection to Bill Gates. I'm not, big-brained enough, I guess, to connect the dots. Maybe Bill Gates did invent the virus and he's actually a supervillain. I don't think he's lucid enough to actually do that. He seems pretty senile nowadays. I think this is predicated on the fact that they just chose a random liberal to blame, because most of the anti-mask community is a bunch of conservatives who have no concept of actual research. Not to get too political here, but there's a common theme of whenever there's an echo chamber of anti-science, it's usually conservatives. Here's a recent one that's come up because of the statements that Donald Trump has made about a cure that is going to be dispersed later this year. I think the first thing to consider is that the CDC has stated that if a cure gets developed and it's 50% effective, they will approve it. The second thing to keep in mind is most medical professionals who are monitoring the coronavirus say there will not be a cure until 2021. But because Donald Trump said there will be a cure this October, a lot of people are saying that masks will be irrelevant by the end of this year. The more likely thing is that we will have to continue to wear masks for at least another year. Donald Trump is not a good source for information on the coronavirus. He has lied about the severity of it. He has downplayed it. He has said to inject bleach. There is nothing that you can gain by trusting the words of the president. People have started to say that these masks are a part of a political scandal for voting that somehow benefits the left, when in reality, it really doesn't benefit anyone. This conspiracy theory stems from the fact that people think mail-in voting is going to somehow benefit Democrats. I'm not sure why mail-in voting would favor one party or the other, but that's a whole rabbit hole that maybe I'll go down in the future. People who claim some religious excuse for why masks are evil are just flat out stupid. Oh, God made us in his image, and the face is what you think of when you think of the visage of God. Shut the fuck up. Okay, you know what? God created the coronavirus if you believe in him and you believe he created everyone, right? So complain to God over the fact that he made this fucking virus and that's why we're all wearing fucking masks. Then there are the people who are like, you can't make human connections when everyone's wearing a mask because you can't see their face. If you need to see someone's face in order to make a connection with them, there's something fundamentally wrong with you. I don't care about seeing people's faces. When I make a connection with someone, it's through talking to them, not by counting the wrinkles around their mouth. Another thing going around is people who say that it's their civil liberty to not wear a mask. If you don't wear pants in public, you'd get arrested. I don't know why masks are somehow seen as something different other than other articles of fucking clothing. Then there are the people who come up with the batshit pseudoscience as to why you shouldn't wear a mask. Like saying you're breathing in your own air, which is killing your antibodies and suffocating your lungs. I saw a video of a lady who said that you're breathing in carbon monoxide when you wear a mask and it's killing your antibodies. Humans do not exhale carbon monoxide. If you do, there's a 50-50 chance that you're actually just a car. Carbon monoxide usually forms when the reaction that causes fire doesn't have enough oxygen to sustain the reaction. So instead of burning carbon dioxide, it starts burning thicker carbon monoxide, which is why when you snuff out a candle, you get that really strong smelling black smoke. If you were breathing out carbon monoxide, you would get carbon monoxide poisoning simply from the fact that it was being produced in your own lungs. The last thing I want to talk about is the people who say that only 10,000 people have died of the coronavirus. This is a misquote of a study that had found out that only 10,000 people have died directly from the coronavirus, and that all the other deaths are attributed to other factors. But those other factors were caused by the coronavirus. So when people say only 10,000 people have died strictly of the coronavirus, they are full of fucking shit, because they read the first paragraph in some study that was so stupidly worded that they somehow got it in their heads that, oh, the coronavirus isn't dangerous, it's all sick and dying people who are getting severely ill from it in the first place. No, the coronavirus causes other health problems. If you shoot someone in the fucking heart, they will die of internal bleeding. Do we not blame the gun for causing that in the first place? Or do we just say they died of it? No, we don't say they died of internal bleeding. We say they died from a gunshot wound. Anyways, this was a short debunk of some of the common things said by those who don't wear masks. So if you hear anyone make these batshit claims in public and you want to call them an asshat, feel free to use any parts of my video as a quick response as to why they're fucking dumb. But I would suggest just avoiding these mouth breathers in general, because they're fucking insane. But that's gonna do it for this video, so thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Genesis. That's all I fucking got.